Hey, good evening. It's Pastor Robert, and if you have been following either in-person services in our gym or online, then you know we are coming back to our sanctuaries this Sunday. Because of social distancing and those things, we did kind of want to give you a quick walkthrough of how this is going to work. So I'm standing outside the main entrance at the church at Mount Tabor right now, and we will ask everyone who can to enter this way. Now, we do have our handicapped entrance around the back. That is still open, still available. And so if you need to use that, please do. When you arrive at the church, you'll come to these doors, and as soon as you step inside, someone will be there to take your temperature, just with a infrared, contact-free thermometer. That is just one more way we can try to keep everyone safe and prevent possible transmission of COVID-19. If you come up the handicapped ramp, when you get in the door, just wave at somebody inside so they can come over and take your temperature there before you come any farther into the building as well. So we're going to head in. I'm going to show you a couple things, but as always, I know these are kind of annoying, but they are our first line of defense against the COVID-19 virus. So when you come on Sunday, don't forget your mask. Let's head inside. As I said, as you do come in here, someone will be right here inside the door to greet you and also take your temperature. They will probably actually also be holding the door for you. We want to try to minimize that contact as much as we can for touched surfaces and those things. As you come into the sanctuary, everything's going to look mostly the same. But one thing that you will notice is that you're going to see these tape lines closing several pews. It is every other pew on each side, and they alternate one to another. When you see this tape, it's probably self-explanatory, but please do not take that tape down and do not sit in those rows. We're trying to keep everything distanced. If we do every other row, we can make sure that everyone is at least 6 feet apart. And if we alternate them from each side, we can make sure that diagonally everyone is 6 feet apart. We will have someone helping you find your seat. The reason for that is that we're going to be seating people toward the ends of the rows, and then if other people need to come in, we'll try to seat them on the other ends of the rows if there is room. Now, if you have a large family, then you will be able to take the whole pew. But if you're here by yourself or you're here in a couple, we may be seating an individual on the far side of the pew with you. So please wait to be seated, for lack of a better term. It's going to sound a lot like a restaurant. Also, I do want to point out that this first row on this side is reserved for handicapped seating. So for folks who are handicapped or who have accessibility needs, we're reserving this pew for them. And because of the alternating, this pew is totally closed. That explains all of the blue tape. And when it does come time for either me to preach or for someone to lead at the beginning of the service, when we do it from here, we will be able to take our masks off. That's because there will be a plexiglass barrier here on Sunday. Now, we are shooting this on Monday night, and right now my wife and I are the only two people in the building, which is why I've taken my mask off now. But this will have a barrier in front of it so that whoever is here will be able to take their mask off. You'll be able to hear us a little more clearly, be able to see our faces if that helps you to understand what's being said. And so that's the case on Sunday. But now, as soon as someone leaves this area of the pulpit, the mask will go back on. You also may notice that if our sound person is back there, whoever's back there running it, they will not have to have a mask on during the service either, because the sound booth is surrounded by a plexiglass barrier, so they will be safe there. We are asking that there will be no handshaking, no hugging, those things on Sunday. At the end of the service, you will be dismissed by row from the front and sent back out through this door on this side. We're asking that you don't congregate on the parking lot. We can keep that distancing up. We just want to make sure that we take every precaution so that we can worship, and we can worship safely. We can worship together. There won't be any congregational singing or choir singing on Sunday, but we will have some instrumental music, so you'll be able to hear those familiar songs, meditate on those, and enjoy some music here. Sunday morning will be at 11 o'clock. We'll be back at our regular time. And so we look forward to seeing you. One final note that I meant to mention a minute ago, and that is that as you leave, there'll be a couple of receptacles here for the offering. Feel free to drop your offering in at the end of the service. We won't be passing a plate during the service. So be sure to drop it in at the end. 11 o'clock Sunday morning. If you have any questions at all, feel free to send me an email at elkviewchargeumc@gmail.com or robert.fulton85@gmail.com. Either of those addresses come straight to me, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have. We'll see you Sunday morning at 11 right here in Mount Tabor.